trying the new software out. We're not going in Facebook groups anymore. So if you want to join us on Sundays, we have a new 12-step series. It's on Zoom. The Zoom ID information is there, or you can go to rhow.org. We're starting a new 12-step series this Sunday, May 5th, 5 p.m. Eastern on Zoom, encouraging everybody. If you're in AA, NA, CA, Always, Sex and Love Addicts Anonymous, any anonymous program, if you're a Christian in recovery, Celebrate Recovery, Chain Breakers, Recovery Church Movement, I can go on and on. If you have been affected by addiction, or you are trying to help and reach or serve people who've been affected by addiction, these next 90 days are going to be very powerful. We're going to be talking about the 12 steps, the ideas, the spiritual principles, the components, the concepts, the biblical perspective. Many questions that Christians have is, am I an addict? Am I not a new creation? We're going to talk about that. Should I call myself an alcoholic if the Lord set me free and I'm delivered? There's a lot of misconceptions, right? The devil tried to use the Bible against Jesus. He twisted it and turned it a little bit. And the devil uses the Bible to mess up a lot of Christians. And in fact, So we're going to address a lot of issues. So I am a pastor. I've preached all over the world. I've been blessed to be in ministry since 1996. In 2 years, I'll be celebrating a significant milestone in ministry, right? If the Lord doesn't bring me home or he doesn't return, I'm expecting to celebrate a significant milestone in ministry in 2 years, right? 2026. And so I encourage you to join us this Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern, and take a good listen from the scriptures, from personal experience. I've been through the 12 steps several times. The 12 steps have been an incredible resource and tool. I came to know Jesus Christ as a result of the 12-step process. I knew I needed a higher power. I had the God of my convenience. I had the God of my imagination. I had the God of my misunderstanding. And I needed to get with God on God's terms. And it was the 12-step process that led me to address my spiritual confusion, the misinformation that I've had when it came to spirituality and religion, my resentments and prejudices against religious people and the Bible and different things. I had to heal from emotional trauma. I needed to process mental illness and PTSD. And I know a lot of people don't believe in mental illness. I think that's sad. Mental illness is a real thing. I just heard a famous preacher that talk about mental illness is not true, and he's just wrong. It is true. People suffer from many different aspects and variables of mental illness. Addiction, in fact, can be considered a mental illness. In some medical fields, addiction and alcoholism, and it's mental illness, believe it or not. And there's depression, and there's schizophrenia, and there's PTSD, and there's obsessive compulsive disorders, and on and on and on. And so I was able to address a lot of these issues in my own life as a result of the 12 steps, right? Looking at the 12 steps, and 12 steps help you dig into your soul. Depending who you hear it from, the 12 steps will show you what needs to be changed. The 12 step will put the flashlight on what needs to be addressed. And then with the help of a sponsor and with healthy, good spiritual information, biblical information, and the power of the Holy Spirit, a relationship with the Lord, you can experience incredible transformation. I am someone who's experienced incredible transformation. I'm not perfect. That's part of a spiritual healthy, that I know I'm not perfect. I know that as far as I've come, there's still a lot, way to go, and I'm under construction, and I'm not a finished product, and the flesh is at war against the spirit. And then beyond that, there's spiritual warfare. And beyond that, the ways of the world can look appealing to the most mature Christians sometimes. And the devil can try to put you in a headlock, and you might have your own issues, and you get triggered, and stuff you didn't even know has affected you. It can on and on and on. The 12 step are an incredible journey for everyone and anyone. This is not for addicts, alcoholics. These next 90 days are for anyone and everyone who has heard about the 12 steps, who's embarked on a 12 step journey, who used to be part of the 12 steps, who helps people who may be in a 12 step process. This 12 step series is going to be pretty powerful. And so I encourage you, Sundays, 5 p.m. Eastern. We are not going to be live in Facebook groups. You got to join us on Zoom. Okay. So it's just for 1 hour, 5 to 6. And then at 6 o'clock, when I'm done, we can go to show of hands. And anybody has any questions, anyone who wants to add something that, I can't touch everything. So something that I didn't hit on, somebody wants to add, that's great. We'll talk a little bit about the origins of, where the 12 steps came from, and Reverend Shoemaker and Frank Buckman and Ebby and Bill W., Dr. Bob and Lois. And, I might not get too deep into the history of the 12 steps, but we'll talk about the 12 steps and what is powerlessness and what is unmanageability and what is addiction or what is alcoholism and what is obsession and compulsion. What does it mean when the disease is cunning, baffling, insidious, or powerful? What is the disease? Is there a disease? Is there such a thing in the Bible? The disease of alcoholism or the disease of addiction? We know is in the DSM-5 book, and psychiatrists and mental health professionals use that book. But is it in the Bible? I'm going to show you where it's in the Bible. A lot of people don't know that there's this dis-ease, this flesh. It's in the Bible, sinful nature, and it wants to get fed, and it wars against the spirit. True story. It doesn't matter how spiritual you are, if you're an apostle, if you're a bishop, no matter what title you may have, no matter how educated you are, no matter how scholarly sound, how doctrinally sound you may be, your theology, your flesh is at war against the spirit. And what you call flesh, people in the recovery call the disease. Two different terms for the same thing, believe it or not. And so it's going to be a good series. I'm going to try to teach and help people understand certain concepts and ideas so that you can connect with God and ask God to give you the power to live these things out, to apply what you learn. Information without application is hallucination. All right. Love you guys. Sundays, 5 p.m. Eastern. Pastor Raymond Ramos, Recovery House of Worship. Been doing this since 1996. I am very grateful for what God has done. I've been in recovery. I've been clean, or what many would say sober. I've been in the recovery process for over 33 years. I have personal experience. And I've helped hundreds, if not thousands of people in the recovery process. I've sponsored many people. I've coached many people. I've discipled many people. I've trained many people. I've equipped, So I'm excited about this Sunday, 5 p.m. This is a big commercial, 10-minute commercial to join me Sunday at 5. I don't care if you're a pastor, if you're a bishop, if you are a deacon, an elder, a lay leader, someone who's involved in one of these recovery ministries, addiction/recovery ministries, you will benefit from joining us at 5 p.m. Eastern on Zoom. So from the comfort of your car, from your home, from your job, from wherever, you can join us. You can go to rhow.org, a little website up there, nothing special, rhow.org. It'll give you the information, how to jump on Zoom with us. The description will give you the Zoom link. All right, so if you're a part of RHOW, share and invite your family and friends in recovery to join us this next 90 days. They're going to be very powerful. They'll thank you for it, which is practical, biblical application of spiritual principles that can transform your life. Listen, God is able to do exceedingly abundantly more beyond anything you can ask for, think of, or imagine. God can do it. Can he do it? Absolutely. He's done it in my life. He's done it in thousands and thousands and millions of people's lives. He can change your life if you're willing, if you're open, if you're honest, if you're not honest, open, and willing, then no. Stay where you are until the pain gets great enough. But I hope you join us Sundays, 5 p.m. Eastern, 12-step series for everyone and anyone. All right. God bless you guys. Pastor Raymond Ramos, Recovery House of Worship, RHOW.org. I'm calling all my Recovery House of Worship people, all my believers in recovery, all my chain breakers, all my celebrate recovery people, all the recovery church movement people, on and on and on, right? I can go on. Christ Power Recovery people, the Teen Challenge, Victory Outreach, all these incredible ministries that are helping people in addiction. These next 90 days, you might absolutely benefit from joining us. Love you. God bless you. Invite, invite, invite.